The origin and beginning of Africa. Africa, often called the cradle of humanity, is not only the second largest continent on Earth but also the birthplace of humankind. The story of how Africa started is both ancient and complex, deeply rooted in natural history, anthropology, and the development of early civilizations. 1. Geological beginnings, the birth of a continent. The geological formation of Africa began over 3 billion years ago. The continent is composed of ancient cratons, stable, solid pieces of the Earth's crust, that fused together during the Precambrian era. One of the oldest and most stable land masses, Africa was once part of the supercontinent Pangaea, which existed around 300 million years ago. As Pangaea broke apart, Africa slowly took its current shape. The Great Rift Valley, stretching from Lebanon to Mozambique, is a major geological feature that illustrates the ongoing tectonic shifts. This rift is believed to be the location where the Earth's crust is slowly pulling apart, shaping the landscape and offering clues about early human habitats. 2. Anthropological origins, cradle of humankind. Africa holds a unique place in human history. It is where humans first walked the Earth. Based on fossil evidence and genetic studies, scientists believe that modern humans, Homo sapiens, evolved in East Africa around 200,000 to 300,000 years ago. Key archaeological sites in places like Olduvai Gorge in Tanzania, Omo Valley in Ethiopia, Sterkfontein in South Africa, have revealed early hominid fossils and stone tools dating back millions of years. The earliest ancestors of humans, such as Australopithecus afarensis, famously represented by Lucy, lived in Africa. These early hominids eventually evolved into Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and finally into Homo sapiens. From Africa, early humans migrated to other parts of the world in waves, first to Asia and Europe, and eventually to the Americas and Oceania. This is why Africa is widely considered the original homeland of all human beings. 3. Early African civilizations. As humans evolved, so did their societies. Africa became home to some of the earliest and most advanced civilizations in human history. Ancient Egypt, c. 3100 BCE 30 BCE. One of the most iconic civilizations, located along the Nile River. Known for pyramids, writing systems, hieroglyphics, pharaohs, medicine, mathematics, and architecture. Egypt influenced and was influenced by Nubia, Kush, and other African cultures. Kingdom of Kush, c. 1070 BCE 350 CE. Located south of Egypt in modern-day Sudan. A powerful kingdom that once ruled Egypt as pharaohs and maintained its own culture, pyramids, and language. Great Zimbabwe, 11th–15th century CE. A city built of stone in southern Africa. It was a major trade hub and the center of the Shona civilization. Known for impressive architecture without mortar. Mali Empire, 13th–16th century CE. Located in West Africa, rich in gold and culture. Home to Timbuktu, a center for Islamic learning. Famous ruler Mansa Musa was one of the wealthiest people in history. Other great civilizations. Ghana Empire, Songhai Empire, Aksum Empire, Benin Kingdom, Kanem Bornu Empire, Zulu Kingdom, and many others. These civilizations engaged in trade, developed systems of governance, worshipped various gods, and had complex cultures. 4. Culture and diversity. Africa is not a monolith, it is a continent of extraordinary cultural diversity. It is home to over 3,000 ethnic groups and more than 2,000 languages. Cultures in Africa vary widely based on geography, religion, and history. North Africa is influenced by Arab and Islamic culture. West Africa is known for its vibrant music, festivals, and kingdoms. East Africa blends African, Arabic, and Indian influences. Central and Southern Africa include Bantu-speaking peoples and a range of traditional practices. Oral traditions, storytelling, music, dance, and spirituality are central to African life. Africa's cultural legacy has spread globally through migration, the African diaspora, and historical events like the transatlantic slave trade. 5. External influences and colonization. From around the 15th century, European explorers began arriving on African coasts. This marked the beginning of significant foreign influence. The transatlantic slave trade devastated parts of the continent, as millions of Africans were forcibly taken to the Americas. By the late 19th century, the scramble for Africa saw European powers colonize almost the entire continent, exploiting resources and disrupting local societies. However, African resistance never ceased, and the mid-20th century saw a wave of independence movements. 6. Modern Africa, a rebirth in progress. Today, Africa is made up of 54 independent countries, each with its unique identity. The continent is rich in natural resources, cultural heritage, and untapped potential. Despite challenges such as poverty, conflict, and political instability in some regions, Africa is also home to fast-growing economies, tech innovation, and vibrant youth movements. From the ancient past to the present, Africa's story is one of resilience, creativity, and evolution. It is the birthplace of humanity and a continent with a proud legacy and a promising future. Conclusion. Africa started as the very ground where human life began. Its journey from prehistoric settlements to ancient empires, through colonization and into independence, reflects the strength and depth of its people. Africa is not just where we come from, it is a living, breathing continent with stories that shaped the world and continue to inspire it today.